Welcome. 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 I particularly want to welcome the guests who have come halfway around the world to be with us tonight, and then of course the Boston contingent too, but especially those that have traveled so far. My name's Tom Patterson. Many of you in the room know me, but you know me as a professor at the Kennedy School. Tonight I'm wearing a different hat. This is my unpaid hat, and this is on the head. They say president, but that bothers me a little bit. I don't quite feel like a president, but I'm the president of Tran and Tong Academy, which is a nonprofit that we started. I want to tell you just a little bit about what it is and why it brings us here tonight. Each semester at the Shorenstein Center, we have visiting fellows, and in many ways they're the life of the center. They bring new ideas in. We learn a lot from them. Hopefully they learn something from us. And I'm thankful that the 4 visiting Shorenstein Center fellows from this semester are here tonight. Tara McKelvey. Tara, where are you? From Newsweek, and journalist with Newsweek and the Daily Beast. If you're from abroad and you don't know what the Daily Beast is, it's not our nickname for the Romney campaign. It's a really terrific online newspaper. Josh Bartlow is here. I saw Josh earlier. Foreign correspondent from the Washington Post. Came to the center almost straight back from 3 years in Afghanistan, where he was the post bureau chief in Kabul. Matt Nisbet, one of the best young scholars in communication from American University, is here somewhere. Matt. And then Kathleen Reen, who's the vice president from Internews. And Kathleen was an afternoon speaker at our conference. Other speakers were Mike Dukakis, Roland Schatz from Media Tenor, Steve Walt, a colleague of mine at the Kennedy School, and Twan, my friend Twan. Where are you, Twan? So 5 years ago at the Shorenstein Center, I was acting director, and we had a really unusual group of fellows that semester. They were very close personally, and I became quite close with that group as well. And at the end of the semester, 4 of us decided that we would establish a nonprofit, and that it would have the mission of bringing journalism training to individuals from developing countries, so that they would have more sensitivity to the values of journalism. And the other 3 were Jeff Cohen, who had been Bill Clinton's director of The Voice of America, and Tom Fiedler, who had been editor at the Miami Herald. Tom is now the dean of the Communications School at Boston University. Tom would be with us tonight. Except tonight BU is launching its first $1 billion fundraising campaign. And there's a new wing of the Communications School that's riding on Tom's presence at the dinner tonight, so Tom's not here. And then Mr. Twan as well, the 4 of us. And the following year we brought a small group of Vietnamese journalists here for a week. They divided their time almost equally between the journalism program at Boston University and the Shorenstein Center. We were very fortunate at that time to have some people in the center who could help them really think hard about reporting, editing. Marilee Schwartz from the Washington Post was there at the time. One of the young journalists who was here for that one-week intensive kind of introduction to American journalism is here tonight, Tran. So we did that first venture, and then things just kind of fell by the wayside. Too much to do, and frankly, too little money to do these sorts of things. I even forgot to, I'm trying to remember, is it $35 or $15? Some of the rest of you who do NGOs in the room will know I forgot to do the Secretary of State's filing fee that you have to do every year. So it just kind of sat there. And then a little over 3 years ago, Tong was visiting Boston. And Twan came to our place. Lori Conway, my wife, is here at the far end. And we hosted for dinner Twan and Charles Ansbacher, who was the conductor for the Boston Landmarks Orchestra. Many of you knew Charles. And during the course of the evening, Twan suggested to Charles that he come to Hanoi to direct the Vietnam National Symphony Orchestra. And in April of 2010, Charles did so, the first American conductor to have that honor. The concert's timing and its name were no coincidence. April 2010 was the 35th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. And traditionally, the anniversary was a time to celebrate victory in Vietnam. The concert, however, was titled the Reconciliation Concert. It was less about winners and losers than about how you bring opposing sides together, even long after a conflict. And the concert is now an annual event. Last summer and this, it was held at the Esplanade in Boston with the Boston Landmark Orchestra. And you'll see images from those concerts and also from Charles's concert in Hanoi later this evening. And the Hanoi concert particularly convinced us that we needed to make reconciliation a part of our mission. And we've created an ambitious website. It's ambitious up here so far, not so ambitious in fact, but we're building it out and we'll continue to build it out. It'll be a place where people can come, talk about this issue, share ideas, share solutions, share experiences, with the idea that reconciliation is a long process. It requires awareness of what's at issue and how you navigate those very difficult times. But we also wanted to do something to recognize leaders who have made major contributions in the realm of reconciliation. And so we decided to create an annual international prize, the Tran Tong Reconciliation Prize. This year's recipients are Myanmar's President, U Thant Sen, and Myanmar's opposition leader, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi. And we'll talk more about the two of them later. But what I want to do right now is to recognize a few special guests that we have in the room. U Thant Nguyen, somewhere you're up, I think at the, there he is. He's the former Deputy Foreign Minister of Myanmar, was posted diplomatically in Czechoslovakia, Switzerland, when the flawed election happened in 1990 in Burma, Myanmar. He spoke out about it, which made him not quite the kind of diplomat that Myanmar wanted to have at the time. And after 2 weeks of kind of re-indoctrination, and he didn't quite get it, then gradually moved toward separation from the Foreign Service, and it's been in private business ever since. But we're absolutely delighted that you came all this way to be here tonight. Also at the head table is Nhan, who's chairman and CEO of SSI. It's one of the most successful one of the most successful businesses in Vietnam, and he's one of the top business leaders, very innovative. And he's helped underwrite this event this evening. Thank you very much. The third person is from Africa, from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Americans aspire to their 15 seconds of fame. This individual got 60 minutes fame. You know, Armand, our foundation is going to have people around the world who are going to serve as ambassadors for the kind of message that we want to get out. And Armand has agreed to be our ambassador in Africa. Eventually we'll have, hopefully, ambassadors in every country in Africa and every country around the world. And I'm happy to say tonight that except for Antarctica, every continent is represented in the room. So, Armand. And then if you're looking at your program, there's a fourth name. This individual is not here. Thich Nhat Hanh. He's a Buddhist monk, ranks below the Dalai Lama, but ranks above nearly all other Buddhist monks in that hierarchy. Some of you will recall the monks, there were more than 30 in all, that burned themselves to death in Vietnam in protest of the American war in Vietnam. He was their teacher, he was their inspiration, he was exiled. He's now 86, he's living in France in a monastery. He's agreed to join our advisory board, and in the packet you will find a letter from the Zen master. And now I'd like to introduce Ann McDaniel, Senior Vice President of the Washington Post. She's a member of our advisory board. She's going to say a few words, and then she's going to head for the airport to go back to Washington. Ann.